up, y'all? It's your girl, Brittany.
And it's your girl, Bree, and this is
Listen to this, your favorite podcast.
All right, today, y'all, we had to bring it back. We had to run it back. So this past Monday, we dropped the episode talking about mental health and how social media impacts mental health. But we had a little technical difficulties, but it's okay with the little mics. But we had to run it back to make sure that we dropped the gems that we needed, and you all took them and heard them. And then we just carried it on,
That's it. We got to give the people the gems, because we got 2 gems with us and dropping extra gems.
2 gems.
Yes.
Real pure, kind-hearted people.
Pure, kind-hearted, and genuine people. Beautiful inside and out.
I'm telling you.
Yes.
So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and run these bios back one time. All right, so I am introducing Miss Chelsea King. Meet Chelsea King, a dedicated mental health advocate and licensed professional counselor in private practice. Chelsea earned her master's degree in psychology and counseling from Troy University, complemented by a bachelor's degree in psychology and sociology from Albany State University. She holds the esteemed National Certified Counselor Certificate, further highlighting her expertise in the field. Chelsea's passion for mental health extends beyond her private practice. She serves as a clinical assessor for Clayton County, where she conducts comprehensive assessments to diagnose clients and facilitate appropriate clinical treatments. In addition to her clinical work, Chelsea is deeply involved in her community, contracted with school districts and church populations in Forsyth County. Outside of her counseling endeavors, Chelsea is also an entrepreneur. She founded the Yoni Company, a small business dedicated to feminine health products. Her products can be found in small businesses across Atlanta and Columbus, Mississippi, and she supports charitable initiatives by donating reusable pads to Uganda, Africa. In addition to her professional achievements, Chelsea is an active member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, where she continues to uplift and empower her community through service and advocacy. In her free time, you can find her indulging in her creative side with pottery, tending to her beloved plants, or exploring nature trails with her faithful canine companion Ghost. With her multifaceted background and unwavering dedication to mental health and community empowerment, Chelsea is a true asset to those she serves. So, y'all, let's give it up for Miss Chelsea.
Thank you.
And now I have the honor of introducing Miss Antoinette Briley. Antoinette Briley is a native of Albany, Georgia, who currently resides in Columbus, Georgia. She attended Troy State University in Phoenix City, Alabama, and obtained a master's in counseling and psychology. Her educational journey began at Georgia Southwestern State University in Americus, Georgia, where she acquired a Bachelor's of Science degree in psychology. Antoinette is a licensed professional counselor, national certified counselor, a juvenile sex offender certified counselor, certified meditation coach, certified mindfulness coach, consultant, motivational speaker, a published author of 2022, Welcome to, and founder / owner of Welcome to Rebuilding LLC.
Yes.
She is an active member of Licensed Professional Counselor Association, the National Board for Certified Counselors. Antoinette serves the community in various facets as a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, a charter member of Therapist Advisory Council, partner with RULA, and acts as a community license for YMCA Columbus. Antoinette believes that her assignment is to ignite the essence of an individual while utilizing professional and personal skills to assist others in their personal growth journeys of rebuilding themselves. Without further ado, Miss Antoinette Briley.
All right.
So we're
gonna jump right on there because we couldn't wait to bring it back one time. So we're just gonna jump right in with these questions that we have. So Miss Antoinette. So the first question that we have for you is, how can knowing your family's mental health history help you determine your risk of developing a mental disorder?
As I said before, that's heavy.
Yeah.
Um, basically allows you to be proactive, to take steps to help promote your mental wellness. And it deals with potential challenges that can come or arise in the future. One of the areas is genetic factors. Some diagnoses can actually be transferred through generational lines. And some of those mental illnesses that can be is depression, bipolar, schizophrenia, are the main ones that I will say, but I'm quite sure that Chelsea has a few that she can mention as well. Another area is environmental factors, how you were raised, how you were brought up, your upbringing can have a factor, especially in anxiety, depending on the things that you've experienced in your household and or within your school setting or with your peers. Oftentimes, bullying can cause you to feel anxious, can cause you to be nervous, can also cause you to have a lack in concentration, inability to sleep properly at night. And this is fixating in the area for children, but that just does not mean that adults do not bully also, because those children grow up to be adult bullies. And sometimes, and we know of professionals now who are actually committing suicide because of work-related stressors, work-related stress, which spills over into anxiety, which can also spills over into depression. So environmental factors can be an issue as well. Early identification and prevention. That's no different than if you have high blood pressure, if you have diabetes. So when we go get our labs done and they tell you you have pre-diabetes, okay, you can be a pre-diabetic, let's put it that way. Well, then there are things that you need to put in place so that doesn't go full-blown diabetic, correct? Well, that's no different than mental health. If you're being predisposed, and because there's a family line of these things transpiring, then it's the same thing as you getting your blood work done or your labs done for diabetes. Talk to your doctor about that, because oftentimes our primary care doctors can refer us to psychiatrists or to know about counselors that are in the community. We just have to speak. We have to communicate. So those are my areas.
Yeah.
It's crazy because I think about like my students in my classroom, like I was talking about before. I have one that's already saying that she goes to counseling. She has a therapist that she talks to because of, her mental things that she has going on. And I just got a text message from another parent saying how this student was, where her son was embarrassed. He had like a situation to where he feels some type of way when he comes in the classroom, so it's causing him to experience certain feelings already, which is affecting him mentally. And I was like, well, he hadn't talked to me about it, but I would just want him to feel comfortable enough when he's ready to come to me so it starts. And I don't know what's going on at home, but just that mental thing of thinking people are going to judge you when you come in the room, so starting young, but the quicker we get to it, the quicker resolution of the situation.
That's good.
I agree.
Right. And PBing off of Antoinette, PB, I'm still in that.
Yeah.
Piggyback.
Right. Piggybacking off of what she was saying, there is a benefit in knowing what your family members have, whether they're dealing with anxiety, depression, schizophrenia, bipolar disorder. It is a benefit in knowing that early on so that you know what to do for yourself. And sometimes it could be proactive and more going on with your family. Like maybe you guys can work together and maybe your parent can say, this is what worked for me, or hey, I've seen parents now saying, I have therapy and now I'm seeing something in my child that it looks like they're dealing with some of the things that I'm dealing with. So being in therapy, it shouldn't be shunned upon or looked down upon. It should be welcome. Like, oh, this is what's going on with my mom. I'm wondering if I'm doing the same thing, because it is genetics. It does go, and it's very environmental. So it's good to know early on. Absolutely.
And that helps breaks the stigma.
Yes.
Because when you mentioned about the children, both of you guys, we left out autism and we left out ADHD.
Yeah.
Those are genetic as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And those two are commonly now, that you
Mhm.
hear the most about.
Yeah.
That kids
Yes.
are diagnosed with autism, especially in the Black community.
Yes.
And so that kind of goes into some of the things that one of the questions I'm about to get ready to ask Chelsea.
Yeah.
So how does genetics affect mental health?
It affects mental health. How does genetics affect mental health? When I think about that question, I think about how what we were saying, how you can catch it early on, especially, and it doesn't stop with just your mom and dad. It could be your grandparents dealing with depression, anxiety,
Mhm.
bipolar disorder. It could be their parents. It could skip a generation and then go to you. And it doesn't necessarily mean that there's something wrong. It's just something that runs into your family. It doesn't mean that it's something wrong with you. It just means, oh, I have to figure this out a little bit more. I have to do something differently. No one's the same. So it's okay to get the help that you need, or understand more about your diagnoses, understanding more about your symptoms, your triggers. What can you do to cope better? Don't expect to be like your neighbor or like your best friend. No, you are your family. Some of the things that go on with your family, you become you see yourself doing some of the same things that your parents did or your grandparents did, and that's okay. If it doesn't work for you, you will understand that in mental health therapy. If it doesn't make you feel good, if it ruins your day, you can understand more about those triggers and those symptoms, and your mental health professional can help you with that. I think we tapped on a little bit about a safety plan.
Mhm.
There's a safety plan that takes place during mental health treatment. There's things that you learn in your safety plan, like what happens when you hear loud noises? What happens when you're in large crowds? What does your body do? How do you feel about that? And your mental health professional could create a safety plan that you can go by and feel more comfortable about being in your community. Mhm.
I feel like
You mentioned, oh, I'm sorry.
professional.
Brittany, you mentioned earlier about, you was talking about how things are within our community as Black African American culture. Well, with that being said, oftentimes we keep things hidden.
Come
We
on,
do.
talk about it.
We do.
Talk
We
about
do not talk about mental illness.
it.
We have a lot of family members, whether they believe it or not, you are undiagnosed. Okay.
Yeah.
Then there are some who are diagnosed, who are taking medication, but nobody talks about.
Yeah,
Right.
it's hush
So
hush.
when you go ask questions, how can I be proactive? I'm trying to be proactive, but you're blocking me.
Yeah.
So family,
Mhm.
please have these conversations with your children and be honest with yourself, because these things are real. This is a part of life, no different than a mosquito biting you.
And you want to know what
These things are happening. Go ahead.
is? We are so afraid of that label.
Yes.
So we
Yes.
run from it.
Mhm.
Instead of us seeking the help that we need,
Yeah.
doing the
Mhm.
things that we need, like you said, being
Mhm.
proactive, we're so afraid of that label. And like we said, it's okay to have this going on.
Yeah.
And we definitely have to be careful when we say, oh, you just like this person, you just like that
Mhm.
person.
Mhm.
Speaking things over the kids or over each other. Okay, well, what can I do so that I won't be just like this person? To help me, guide me to the right connections and the right people and the help that I need so I won't be like them.
Yes,
Speak life.
it's actually more detrimental if you don't understand your diagnosis or your
Mhm.
symptoms, why you feel the way that you feel. The
Mhm.
earlier you figure it out and understand it, and don't judge yourself during the process, but you're an individual, you have preferences, then that's
Mhm.
okay. So if you talk to your mental health professional, say, this is how I feel. I don't like to be in public. I don't like people in general, and this doesn't make me feel good. So when you go to your mental health professional, they can help you understand that, and they can give you some tools and some guidance as to how to cope with that, deal with that. Mhm.
Because what you just said is that individual identified their own triggers. And oftentimes individuals come to sessions and don't know what their triggers are. But as they continue to build upon that, they're beginning to actually explore and identify the origins of why they respond the way that they do. At the previous mental health podcast that we did, we talked about how things happen in different sequences and in different time frames. You have to identify the origin of where these things are coming from in order to be able to put things into place to assist you.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
we're here to help, but we won't know if you don't come to us.
Oh, I love that you said that.
And you also want to know, because they have to be real when they come into the room.
Oh,
Because instead of sugarcoating things, because sometimes you can't be real with your therapist and come in and lie because you're not able to get to the root of what the problem is. So you have to, I'm not a licensed therapist, but I do know when having that session, I have to come so real, so raw, and I have to just lay it all out so
Just
that
be-
you guys as professionals can help lead me and give me the strategies that I need to move forward and to get
Mhm.
myself together. But if we're not able to be real when we come in and talk to you, then we're wasting our time.
I love that you hit that point. I was just thinking about that on the way home, because some people come in and they expect us to know what's going on with them already or know what's troubling them, and we're not mind readers. We don't have magic wands. We can't just make it happen. It has to be teamwork. It has to be collaborative.
Mhm.
You have to be able to share, and you have to know that you're ready to share and know that. And that even takes that takes processing. And if you're with a good therapist, they're not gonna tell me things. They're not gonna make you feel bad in the process. Just kind of be willing and open and ready to receive and to share.
And it takes
Open.
like we say, things don't happen overnight.
Yeah.
It's the same way when you go into therapy. They gonna assess you first. They're gonna see, you know what I'm saying, trying to feel you out first before it ain't like y'all got a knife up to us and saying, oh, you need to tell me now. Tell me everything it is. You're a bad person. No, it takes one step at a time. You're not gonna feel overwhelmed because they're not gonna make you feel overwhelmed. And previously going through my therapy sessions, I felt like I was at home. I actually felt like I was talking to a friend because of how she made me. I didn't feel overwhelmed, and she didn't make me feel like an outsider. So with getting and building those relationships with your therapist, you'll be just fine.
Oh yeah,
You are correct. Building the rapport. But if you do have someone and it's the total opposite and they're not meshing with you, do not make yourself stay with that individual when they're causing you harm.
Yeah.
You have the power and the authority to dismiss yourself.
Yes.
Period. Because you're advocating for you and you're speaking up for yourself and you're protecting you.
That's good. On to the next question. Ooh, y'all got me worked up with that question too. All right, just question 2. All right, Chelsea. So what are the benefits of social media?
Okay. The benefits of social media is I love that we talk about social media. So excited about these questions. Okay, let me reel it back in. Okay. The benefits of social media is making connections. There's a lot of groups on Facebook, like Facebook groups, therapy groups, people who may be dealing with some of the same things that you're going through. There are groups on Facebook. There are also a lot of motivational things, like Antoinette, she posts motivational quotes. She posts things that make you feel good. I know every time I go on LinkedIn, I see her post. I'm like, oh yes, how did you know I needed that? There are things like that on social media. Absolutely. Benefits. Those are the benefits. Yes.
Because you never know who needs to see that.
Right.
Who needs their spirits fed. And
well, that's no different than this podcast.
Yeah.
You don't know who need to receive what is being put out there. It may not reach the masses of what other people's concepts and projections are, but that does not mean it's not reaching who it's supposed to reach. And I'm
Right.
gonna stop because I feel like I was finna start
You
preaching.
about to give us some more. I know you are. But yeah.
Because that's why we are a stickler about just putting it out there.
Yeah.
And not
Mhm.
worried about anything else. Just put it out there, because to know that one of the high school kids that we work with is getting something from this, that's enough for
Mhm.
us.
Yes.
Like
Correct.
it's reaching somebody. So that's all we worry about. But so yes, definitely I agree with social media having an effect on mental health.
Oh, yeah. Most definitely.
Mhm.
All right, Miss Antoinette.
Hmm.
So these two are gonna tie in with each other. Because I'm sure you're gonna hit
Let's tie. Let's tie.
this time. Okay, what are the associations between social media use and mental health and well-being?
So you just want to just throw that on out there like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And will
Right.
be.
Right.
Like a baseball.
Well,
Hmm.
to PB,
Baby. There we go.
You gotta get it.
social media does offer the opportunity for connection, but it also is a form of information sharing, like she said, and it's also a source of entertainment as well. But we also have to be aware, because there are positive associations and there are negative associations that can affect our overall well-being. And some of the positive, which is what Chelsea mentioned, was social connection, because you have them support groups, like she was saying, for people that you can relate to who are interested in some of the things that you are. You also have the information and resources, meaning that, let's say, for example, I'm feeling a certain type of way, basically meaning I know what my symptoms are because I'm experiencing it, but I don't know what to call it or how to identify it. I can go do some research and go to the search engine and find something to be able to aid me. But don't go bananas, because web indeed will have you gone. Okay. So be mindful of the data that you're receiving when you're also going through searching for those resources. Community engagement, because there are support groups. I
Yeah.
have a client that lost their fur baby, and it was hard on them because they couldn't have biological children. So that was considered one of their kids. And I know a lot of people don't look at animals in that capacity, but that's to each his own. But they were really struggling. And I can tell through his sessions that he was digressing.
Mm.
Because no matter what, that still was a grief and that still was a loss. So I addressed it as such, not because it was a dog. Who cares? The man was in pain. I'm going to address what his concerns are. And so then we found him a support group, him and his wife. We found them a support group on social media that they could go to once a month to help them go work through their grief. And then they decided to, and it was like, I think 2 months out, and then they decided to sponsor disabled animals
Oh,
Nice.
so nice.
to try to fill the void of the emptiness from their other baby. And then the one that they already had, they had 2 chihuahuas, and the one that they already had, they can tell that she was having a hard time. She wasn't moving like she used to. She was always going to the certain area where the other dog was. So she didn't have a quality of life either. So they brought another animal in to help coach her. And it's worked. Another one is positive affirmations. Thank you again for the shout out, Miss Chelsea. Positive affirmations are posted on social media. You're receiving feedback, you got likes, you get comments. So those things help boost your self-worth and your self-value. It helps you feel validated, worthy, and alive at times. The negative associations deals with comparison and envy, because
Uh-oh.
sometimes we can get caught up in a headspace. I love to talk about the headspace and the heart space. We can get caught up in the head phase and start comparing ourselves to other individuals. Well, they don't know me. I don't really know them, because sometimes social media is not real.
Come on.
Now, I know of you, but that don't mean I know you. Okay.
Yeah.
Even from, let's go all the way to high school. You knew me when? In the 90s?
Yeah.
This is 2024. I am not who I was in elementary, middle school, high school, or my undergrad year in college. Please, if you are listening, stop equating me with back then. You right. I was a hothead. I will put myself out there. I was an aggressive little something. Yes, I was. Some people call it the Napoleon syndrome, but it's okay. I was a hothead. So with that being said, what I do for a living, people are still in awe that you counseling somebody? Oh my gosh,
And
I grew.
Okay.
she said, I do and I grew.
Right. I like that.
I like
do
that.
and I
I do, and I agree.
sure.
I do
and
and
I
I
grew.
grew.
Yeah.
Yeah, in that order. Okay. So with that being said, the negative association is comparing and envy. And also the FOMO, fear of missing out. Because I sometimes don't have my own social life going on, or sometimes I'm just want to know what everybody else is doing. So I'm constantly up there and I'm trying to figure out what's going on. What am I going to miss? What's the new reel? What's the new dance move? What is happening? Because they don't realize, though, with that negativity, it's increasing their anxiety. It's making them anxious. I'll use myself again as an example. Some years ago, there was this guy I was dating. And whenever my phone would go off, I would jump. Now, you think in my 20s, I should know that that's unhealthy. Of course not. I was still growing. So I'm like, why do I jump every time my phone go off? Because I'm thinking I'm going to miss his phone call. Or if it rings, I'm running to the phone. I can't be away from the phone because I don't want to miss out on communicating with him. Well, that was causing me to be anxious. So when that relationship subsided, that's when I realized, girl, that was toxic. That was unhealthy. You should be perfectly okay with leaving your phone down to walk in your kitchen or to go take you a shower without having the phone propped up on the side of the bathtub because you think you're gonna miss something.
If it's that serious, listen.
I know now. See, do and grew.
It do and grew.
The other thing is cyberbullying, which is a very, very hot topic these days. And it's not just for children. There are adults out here cyberbullying and harassing other adults through social media feeds.
The biggest bullies too, as well. We can't sit up here and talk about the kids being bullies. We do it every time. We talk to each other all the time. If somebody is doing something good, we have something negative to say. We come right back around and say something negative.
Yeah.
We too big and boastful, I guess, or whatever you want to call it, to congratulate you.
Right.
Right.
Kudos to you.
Right.
Congratulations or whatever. But instead we're like, child, I don't know why I don't know why he, because he this. Okay.
But what are you doing?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Did Raquel?
With a
What are you doing?
with a 12 to 15 hours notification on social media on your phone.
When you get that notification, you know how long, how many hours you've been on using your phone.
Baby, you be like, I ought to be ashamed of myself.
And you don't have to post everything about what's going on in your life. You can keep some things, and you will be surprised about how much peace you have.
Girl, come on.
Because once you put it out there, I think we tend to forget that everybody is looking. Well, not everybody, but there are some people on our friend list that we don't really get along with, or we don't really care for, but we like how many people are following us. But we don't tend to think, oh, we actually don't like them. We just want the likes. And sometimes the likes are not worth it. Not worth your.
No, because it affects you psychologically.
Right. And it's not very fulfilling, because after that, like, what happens after that? You know,
you're chasing a high.
Yeah. Do you feel fulfilled? Is that it? No.
That hype of them 50-some likes, hearts,
and we're in this world where everyone wants to go viral.
Yeah.
Everybody just want to go viral. I went viral for doing this. I went viral for this TikTok dance. I went viral for this. I went viral for that. But you have to be careful of wanting to go viral, because your viral could be an infection.
Listen.
Yes.
Your viral may not be positivity. It could be something detrimental to society too. So you just have to, but that's a society that we live in, because everybody just wants to make it big overnight.
Hey,
yes.
Go viral can cause unwanted attention to yourself.
Yeah.
Like that's allowing
Mhm,
people
Mhm.
that you don't even want to associate
Mhm.
with to come in your life or
Yes.
snoop
mhm,
page,
Mhm.
picking little stuff out.
Yeah.
Why you with my business?
Mhm.
But now you done gave
right.
it opportunity to get in your
You
business.
open yourself all the way up to a whole nother world,
Yep.
and you don't know
Yes,
you are intertwining
Listen.
that you're entertaining or that's coming for you. So you have to just you really have to use spirit of discernment and just
Mhm.
say, hey, this is something that because some things do need to be shared, but there are a lot of things that
Can
probably
be kept in
can
private.
be kept in private.
mhm,
You'd be surprised of what you just share with your friends and family. Hey, I did this. Do a group text, do it, or have a group me and just tell the people that you love and who care about you what's going on in your life. Not necessarily posting it on Facebook and on Instagram, but because those congratulations feel so much better with genuine people and with people
But
who
it's
Right.
care.
Real when it's
and when it's
real.
and when it's intimate.
Yes.
Do
right.
intimacy, like that's when it means the most and it matters the most when
Yes.
it's in a small setting. I don't have to go and put everything out there.
Mm-mm.
Y'all look what drink I got today. Y'all don't need to know what I'm drinking.
No.
Because then it becomes that authentic connection.
So nobody
Mhm.
care about your Sprite light ice.
Mm.
They
No.
don't.
You don't care.
Or your little lemon drop.
Lemon drop.
Or your sparkling cider.
Cider.
I don't know.
Or whatever you
You know,
drink.
you just certain things you just don't have to post.
Yeah.
And if you do, when I'm not saying not to post your accomplishments, but we always say there's a difference in you posting as okay, this is my accomplishment. I'm not boasting or bragging. This is what it is. But then there's another thing when, okay, let me see what I can get on the back
From this,
end.
yeah.
Or maybe you're trying to make people jealous, or maybe you're just trying to put it out here to see who you can make jealous. I don't know. But I don't know. You just have to.
You ain't have to do all
You
that.
gotta do all that.
You gotta be careful.
All that.
Because like you said, it could be it could be unwanted attention, and then it can also be harmful data that you're putting out there into the atmosphere.
Trust
Yes,
me.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Probably not. They probably don't.
right.
I hate to be like that. But I'm just saying, like you said, Chelsea, it may just need to be intimate, and just keep it
Keep it.
intimate and simple and
It feels better. Feels good.
That's that peace again.
it is that peace of mind.
That piece all over.
Cause if you post it publicly, and let's say you don't get as many likes or hearts or care, what if you don't get as many as you're expecting?
Then what?
Then you done dampen my whole. I shouldn't even post this.
The
Right.
mood is altered.
It
And then
is.
you have to start becoming somebody that you're not. And then you
Right.
feel less of yourself. You're disappointed in yourself. You're distrusting of yourself because you're becoming something that you're absolutely not. And you feel uncomfortable being somebody that you're not usually.
Different personality.
Correct. Which goes back to the psychological impact. Psychological impacts deal with your behaviors and your moods. It deals with your behaviors, moods, and your actions.
Yes.
So
Ooh, and that go right into this question 3 that I'm getting ready to ask you, Antoinette. So what is the impact of emotional connection to social media on health outcomes?
well, some of the things that we've said earlier, but I'm not going to repeat. But with a positive piece, it deals with help reducing of loneliness. It decreases that because we just keep talking about connection, and that does help with decreasing loneliness. And it also can help improve your moods as well. Let's say you're having a bad day and you go post something, you took a selfie and you put it up there and somebody likes, or they sending hearts, or somebody saying, hey, beautiful, or oh, wow, I like that picture. And sometimes people don't acknowledge this, but they may acknowledge what you're wearing or your earrings, and some people, they'll be like, well, what about my face, But then again, I like your earrings, I like your shirt. So then that's a little boost. So I would say those were the positive impacts for it. I would say the negative would be seeking that validation again. that can throw you into a tailspin of depressive symptoms. Because now if you don't have that like, if you don't have that heart, if nobody's even commenting, or you're looking for specific individuals to say something and they never say anything, that can mess with your mood.
Yes.
Listen.
Oh,
You have been changed for the whole day and
Mhm.
nobody don't know why your butt on your shoulders, but
right.
you are all day.
You
It
gotta-
can also increase stress and anxiety
Mhm.
because of your emotional investment into, I need that heart, I need that thumbs up, I need that comment, right? But it also goes back to something we said earlier too, chasing that high. Because that first one that I put out there, and I know I was looking good that day, and the sun was hitting me right, so I'm gonna go to put that out there. Yeah, I've had those moments. So I went ahead and put that out there. And I was like, I know somebody gonna hit up on this, right? So I put that out there. I get all these likes and I'm like, yay. But for me, I'm just like, whatever. I felt good that day because I felt good. I was happy about me and what I was looking like and how my hair was. I don't care if you don't say nothing. But for someone else, that could mean something different. You feel like you're looking good today. You've had a great day. Sunlight hit. Put it out there. Yeah, I said Kiki. Put it out there. So nobody said a word.
Right.
You're messed up because nobody has said anything.
Yeah, because
Now you got an attitude and you're moody.
you're really supposed to be doing this for you.
Mhm.
Whenever you do post, do it for you
Your-
and yourself,
self.
for your inner well-being.
Mhm.
Don't do it for anybody else because you're gonna set yourself up for feeling like you have failed another task that you tried to
Yes.
do.
Mhm.
And then
Yes.
on top of that, you could possibly make yourself sick because
Mm.
now you don't want to eat.
Mhm.
And
Mhm. 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 The
Oh.
physical effects. Good job. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so it's like you just have to be, you got to be careful.
Mhm.
You have to shift your mindset to wanting to do things more for yourself than for other people.
Yeah.
I concur
I like to
because
describe-
that ties into my other one about self-esteem.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Chelsea.
Go ahead.
I like to describe social media as a different world and a world outside of yourself, especially to my teens, because I think they want control, but then they go into a different world that is not their own, where they don't have control. Like once you post a picture up there, you have to understand after that picture is posted, you have no control of what happens to it. Because usually I know we think that when we delete things, it's deleted, but no, now it's embedded into Facebook's system, and that picture's gonna pop up and give you memories. I'm thinking, as my page goes on, things delete. No, they're bringing it back to you on the day that you posted it, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. So right before you're about to post things, make sure you are cognizant as to, do I want this to happen? Am I okay with whatever outcome comes with this? Just ask yourself those questions so that you are prepared for what happens. I like that Antoinette says, because regardless, I feel good when I put this on and I post this picture. I don't care if I get 2 likes. I don't care if I get 1. I'm posting it because I look good and I feel good. And that's it. This is what I want on my page. This is how I want my page to look. I don't want to look good. But no one else is
The
gonna.
other negative. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just saying no one else is going to fulfill that but you. Yeah.
Right.
Correct. Which leads me to my final thing on that is that your authentic self and your authentic self-expression will be hindered. That
Yeah.
can be a negative impact on it. So that ties in, well, PB, with what Chelsea said.
Yes. 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 Okay, Chelsea.
Yes.
So, Chelsea, what are the benefits of social media?
We
Different world. Was that?
Yeah.
We did that one?
You're on 3.
Okay, 1-3. On 3, on 3, on 3. All right. So, how does social media affect mental health?
Yes. We've been talking about this, but yes, social media affects mental health, especially if you don't know how you're feeling in the moment that you are interacting with social media. Oftentimes someone could be experiencing anxiety or depression, and sometimes going on to social media may enhance that, because you're looking at and engaging in and absorbing information that any and everybody is giving to you. Anything that comes across your screen is given to you, and you may be in a different funk. It may be something that triggers you, and now you're feeling even worse about yourself. And some of the things we can't control about social media is that when we open Facebook, Instagram, or Snapchat or Twitter, we don't know what's going to post on our screen. We don't know what we're signing up for. I stopped
Yes.
getting Twitter because it got very raunchy. Like, I'll be on my phone and I'll be in public and it's something inappropriate on my phone, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I can't do this. You can't control what you see or what you hear. They have a lot of, X-rated things on social media now, and we can't control that. I mean, we can try to control the algorithm, but I think there's an underlining plan in place for social media platforms, that what you say between people, or what you look at, or what you like, they're like, oh, give them more of this. Oh, give them more of this.
Yes.
Give them this.
Right.
Keep them in this. Make them buy this. Make them do this. And the only way that we can control that is if we say, okay, it's 8 o'clock now. No more social media
Mhm.
Or,
Mhm.
today.
or I'm a
Time
block.
limits.
If it's something that
Oh,
you don't want to see, I'm so quick to block somebody
Yeah.
because it's too much for me in my eyes
Mhm.
with my eye gate. I don't want to
um,
take it in, and then that's what I'm constantly playing back in my head. What I'm listening to, the videos,
Mhm.
for this rah stuff. I don't want to hear that.
Mhm.
So all of that plays a part in it.
So
Yeah.
what I'm hearing you say is it can become overstimulating. Your psychological, you're being aroused psychologically and it's becoming overly stimulated by what you're being exposed to.
Because it can definitely make you anxious. It can make
Yes.
because my heart will start racing fast. If it's something and I feel uncomfortable, I'm like, I don't like this feeling. So let me either just get off of it. I'm finna block the person, block the page, whatever. I'm so quick with it because
Yeah.
that's messing with what we say, my peace.
Mhm.
And I just don't have time. The way that my mindset is set up right now, I don't have room to accept any toxicity, any what we call it, negativity, any of that. I don't have room for any of that right now. I just know
Yeah.
the headspace that I'm in, so I can't.
I like when you said blocked, that you're not going to deal with. And I also like the comments that Chelsea had made as well, because again, we going back to protecting our peace, but that stuff can also affect your sleep.
Yes.
Listen,
Talk about it.
were you in my head?
Let's talk about
Okay, well, you go ahead, Britt.
No, so that was PB back on what we were talking about on the last episode, was how what you're watching or what you see before you go to bed, or what you're doing before you go to bed,
Mhm.
can alter can alter you of those bad dreams when you're laying down, or not being able to go to sleep, or insomnia. Those things can affect you. So like Chelsea said, it's good to, okay, after 9 o'clock, I'm not getting on social media. I am gonna read a book. I'm going to read a devotional.
Mhm.
Something that's going to, kind of soothe your
Soothe.
mind. Yes, soothe your mind, or
Mhm.
listen to some meditation music, or some spa music, or classical, or some, I don't know, some Beethoven. I don't know. But whatever you like to listen to,
I do.
hang
I do
on.
too. I like classical music.
So
Yes,
do I.
I do too. I definitely do.
Or
Like
I
if
put
I'm
on that
laying in the,
jazz.
yeah, or some jazz.
Mhm.
I'm just laying in the bed, and I have that music on, y'all. I don't know. It takes me to a whole nother world. I'm in a whole nother world at that point. And it really relaxes my body, where I can just go on to sleep peacefully.
Mhm.
But when you looking at crazy stuff on social media, or people fighting and all this
Oh,
other, you know.
that
That's
just
right.
made me think about
Yeah.
that just made me think about my client. I like that we're on this subject. One of my clients, all she looked at was fighting. You said fighting. All she looked at was fighting. And that goes back to, and I love that you said, Britt, about you go to a whole nother world. It's really your world. You
Yes.
made you made yourself relax because you know what it takes for you to relax. You know what helps you relax. So going back to my client, all she watched on social media were fights. And so in turn, she became aggressive. She didn't understand why she was aggressive. She didn't understand why she felt like nobody liked her and she didn't like anybody. And she felt like she always had to be prepared to fight. And I was like, well, why do we feel this way? And eventually, after so many sessions, she's like, you know what, I do. I asked her, like, what are you watching? What are you listening to? She's like, fights. I'm like, oh, so you don't think watching those things and you engaging in those things you are absorbing some of those behaviors and you're absorbing some of those some of that energy that you're looking into your eye gate, your ear gate. And she was like, I didn't think of it that way. I said, well, let's table fights for a sec. Let's table it and see what happens. And then so we've been working on it. It's almost like it's given her a high, but we're working on it. She's settling down after so many sessions. And I said, what other things do you like? And she likes looking at animals and puppies and soft things. And I said, okay, how does that make you feel? And she's able to say, I feel good. It's okay. And you know that you're okay because that is the world that you are creating for yourself. Absolutely.
Deals with see, that's what happens when your thoughts move faster than the words that come out of your mouth. That deals also with mindfulness. What you just did with her was for her to be mindful in the present moment, in the here and now, and to acknowledge her awareness of what she needs. And we as adults don't do that often. We don't allow ourselves to be in the moment, to just simply be with nowhere to go and nothing to do, but just sit with you. It's perfectly okay to be with you. You've been with you for however long your age is anyway. So you might as well learn how to spend time with you to be able to know exactly what you desire, what you need, what you want, and stop always receiving just the scraps that somebody throw to you. That also impacts your mental health, your psychological well-being.
Right, and I'm telling you, that's why I was talking about the last episode, that time when I took 2 years ago and I took that time off for myself and just recently starting back to get on social media like that due to certain teams and situations. But that time to just be to myself, I figured out so much more because I'm figuring out a whole new different person. At the time when I had lost myself, and then you trying to figure out who you are again, like you have to, like, it start from scratch. Who are you? What is your purpose? What are you trying to do? What are you meant to do or be on this here planet? Like when you with yourself, and there's nothing wrong with thinking about that because you need to know your purpose, know your truth, and be able to know your truth. So it's like people will be like, well, I can't sit by myself. I can't go to the. I used to say that too. I can't go nowhere by myself. I can't go to the.
I love it.
I can't go here by myself. Catch me outside now. Yeah, cause I'm going.
And I'm gonna take myself to dinner. Who else gonna treat me? I can't sit around for nobody else to take me out.
And cross my legs and my ankles and rub them together.
And prop up my phone and watch a movie too while I'm cutting my steak.
Yeah.
I sure will. I remember I went out to dinner by myself. Oh, okay. I love that you said what you said, Bree. I get excited about taking yourself away from social media and then while you were away, you started learning things about yourself. And I did the same thing. I had the same process. And when it was time for me to finally while I was in that break from social media, that's so many thoughts coming in at once.
Okay.
But while I was away from social media, I challenged myself. Like I said, I can't go anywhere by myself. And I was like, well, we were going to go somewhere by ourselves. And so we went out to dinner. Me went out to dinner. And it was great. I ordered what I wanted. I brought a book with me. And some people ask me, you wait for somebody? No, I am on a date by myself.
Yes.
You can try it sometime.
I date myself often.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yes. And we go out there, we look at the water quite often.
And we do. And we buy us flowers too. We buy us roses.
We take together, everything.
Yes.
I don't-
yes.
Because at the end of the day, I am always with me. Isn't it best that I learn me more than I try to compare and be envious of someone else?
Right.
But you know what? I feel like that part is not normalized.
Mm-mm.
It's not.
Not normalized enough because we feel like, yes, we do need people. We do need to build relationships. We do need partnerships because we are not built to be alone. But you
But where's your balance?
Yeah.
right, but you have to balance and set with yourself to get to know who you are. Because if you
First.
always have everyone else around you,
Never figure it out.
you'll never figure out who you truly are.
Because it becomes everybody else's projections are molding you into who they desire you to
Right.
be.
And you could be easily influenced.
Yes.
They can say what you are, but
But
you
you'll
don't even
never
know,
know who you
don't
are.
even know who you are.
You will never know.
Right.
You
And
never
you may
know
be
who-
wrong.
You just
Right.
don't know. You
So
just
you
lost.
taking all that negative, that weight, unnecessary weight,
Mhm.
and burdens and stuff from other
Mhm.
people, from what they're.
Mhm.
You don't have to take and accept that. You say who you are. You stand
Mm.
on, and you go forward with it.
That's
Can't
right.
nobody tell you who you are.
But you got to.
And with that being said, we don't know if their projections or life events that they wanted to fulfill and they spilling it over onto us because they want us to fulfill their dream.
Come
Listen,
Come on, their perception of who they think you are, and it's very well probably incorrect.
listen.
Y'all talk-
Correct.
People can be incorrect. It's okay to think that of them, but
Mhm.
it's I love that you said projection. It's a projection of how they feel about you, but it doesn't mean that it's correct. You
Mhm.
have to also consider their
No.
how are they raised? Who are they always around? And if they're coming off negative towards you, it's about their environment, and they're going to come out into the world
Mhm.
and be what their environment has taught them to be. So it doesn't mean that you have to
You
be
better pull that stuff together, girl.
have to like be surrounded by negative people. No, that is not working for you. So you can go outside of it and create what does work for you.
Place yourself
Place
in the
yourself.
right environment.
Right.
Instead of swaddling
Right.
in unnecessary situations, places, and
with people, places, and things that you need to disassociate yourself with.
right.
Mhm.
No, it doesn't mean that they're bad people. It's just people that don't work for you.
And
Right.
go with you where you going.
Get out my mouth.
Everybody cannot go with
Shoot.
you to the next
Level.
level.
They
Ooh.
can't
It's
grow with you.
there's only a certain amount, it's only a certain time or a certain place that they're going to be able to get to that
Mhm.
level with you.
Mhm.
When you're getting ready to elevate,
Mhm.
God does a lot of isolation and separation when he's getting ready to elevate you.
Listen.
Okay. So
Come on.
when he get ready to start rumbling and bumbling and fumbling a whole lot of things
Listen.
around,
Yeah.
don't question and try to bring them people on with you.
Right.
You just gotta let them folks go on and say, I love you,
But-
but I got
But
well, who that was that boy Trey Songz that said, I don't want to leave, but I got to go right now.
Right
But
now.
I won't be back before you know it.
Right.
He said he gonna
He
be
did.
back, but
You said something.
but God separates you to elevate you.
Definitely.
Oh. And he makes it, I mean, he makes it difficult for people, the people who are causing difficulty in your life, or the people who are causing like just things that aren't working or meshing well that used to work and mesh well. It's a reason for that. It's a reason that
Mhm.
When
Mhm.
you start feeling unsettled
Yeah.
and you start feeling uncomfortable,
Mhm.
your time up. Baby,
Yeah.
check your
It was already unnecessary strife. You just couldn't see it because you was in the thick of it. He saw it, so he had to pluck you
Had to
out
block you
that
on.
mess and
yeah.
plant you somewhere else.
Yeah.
You had them blinders on. You couldn't see. You were like,
And if
but
they
I'm trying to raise them up so you can see.
but you keep
asking me.
putting them back down.
You keep
Right.
asking me why this happened, why that happened. Well, every time I try to disassociate you from that space, you keep trying to pull them on. No, this is not tug of war. Let
Right.
them go.
And
Right.
cause a more mental situation to happen with you. That's why
Yes.
constant headaches all the time because you keep trying
Yep.
to and latch on to people
Yes.
that are not meant to be in your life. And if they don't understand what's going on with you, what plan Big G has for you, they weren't meant to be in your life in the first place.
And it's not just the physical aspect of a headache. Your headache can develop into migraines where you find yourself on medication that you weren't even on before. You're constantly nauseous, queasy on the stomach. You might even develop an inability to be focused as far as loss of balance because it's messing with your equilibrium now. There's a whole bunch of things that can physically happen when your mental is messed up. Your mental and your psychological work together as well as your physical health. And I'm a hush because I got a little loud.
That's a subject right there.
It is. Come on, because this is good.
It's good. For real. Y'all be getting me stirred up.
Right.
This is a good
Be getting all
subject.
Hot. Yeah, it's hot. I know.
Right? Like I'm kind of my hair like, woo.
Hot on the inside.
y'all, my heart be racing fast like it
Right.
excited talking. Ooh. All right. So I don't even know where we
Y'all
at, sis.
for?
Oh, Antoinette.
Uh-huh.
All right. How do you apply new technology or information to help mental health patients?
Well, mental health can be enhanced with technology. Telehealth, when pandemic struck, everybody had to restructure themselves because businesses was closed, but we still had to find out how to do business. Was it scary? Yes. Was it unsettling? Yes. Did I want to do it? No. And that's just my truth because I'm old school. I like doing things paper-wise. I don't like all this extra stuff. So I had to learn how to do Zoom, just like all the educators were thrown into the same thing. And they had to teach class via Zoom. And you got all these things going on in people's homes. And it's like, how am I supposed to control that? Well, that goes back to something Chelsea said earlier. There are things we cannot control. But telehealth was something that was good that came out of that because there were clients who were either with disabilities or who didn't have vehicles. Now they can have sessions via Zoom, via internet, because they don't have a way to get there. Yes, there are some locations that have transportation that can take their clients to community service boards, like New Horizons or what other counseling agencies that within that city. But then there are some cities that are smaller, rural, that don't have that type of transportation, or because they're rural, enough money isn't coming in, people have pulled their businesses away. I know of something that's going on with that right now that I'm trying to partner with somebody to help them in a whole nother little small city outside of Albany, Georgia. But with that being said, those individuals are stuck in that city without any mental health resources at all. And they would have to drive an hour and a half to a whole nother city to get services. That's not fair.
Not fair at all.
That's not fair at all. But telehealth can be of assistance. So I would say number one, that's the first thing, telehealth. And I think we both know about that platform. I use Zoom and I also use Doxy.me, but there are a whole bunch of others that are out there. I would say your mobile apps and digital tools or something else that can be utilized because you can track your moods via your phone. There's an app, I'll tell you about it later on, but you can track that. There are also apps that can help you with meditation and mindfulness. That's out there too. People have the concept that meditation is about, oh, my mind need to be quiet. That's unrealistic. Black people, that's unrealistic. Your mind will never be quiet.
Never.
Always working. Yes, some people are overthinkers. That is me. I am guilty. Hello, my name is Antoinette. But with that being said, it's not about you being quiet. It's about you being observant. It's about you being aware. It's about you being able to have those thoughts, have those feelings, acknowledge them. But get back to your breath and focus on your breath, the rising and the falling of your chest, the inhale and the exhale and the cool air and the warmth of coming in and out of your nose. That's where your focus go back to. The thoughts gonna keep popping up, but you just shift them on back. That goes back to something Chelsea said earlier in dealing with control. That's something that can be controlled. Focus on your breath. Another thing is there are support groups, which what we talked about earlier when I was talking about my client with his animal. But there are other support groups out there. There are support groups out there for all different types of mental health. There are actually, I'm a writer. There are support groups out there for writing.
Hmm.
There that can read my stuff as ghost readers. There are people out there who can help me with my next phases on where I want to go. It's all about if I want to be a part of it or not. There's also the biometrics, with your smartwatches. That helps. You can check your blood pressure now. You can even check and press things to see where your stress level at. It can check your heart rate. It monitor your water intake. It does everything. But are you tapping into it? Or you just wearing the watch because it's nice looking and it's fancy and it costs you a quick penny? But are you utilizing the apps that are on it? I utilize all of mine. They even have your exercise app. So if your doctor telling you need to come off something or you need to move a little bit more, use your tracker. It also tracks your sleep. I wear mine every night because I am a light sleeper. I stay in light sleep and it's so exhausting because I wake up tired.
Mhm.
When I snore, I know that may not sound exciting, but when I snore, I know I'm asleep. Because I wake up, I've had 2 to 3 hours in deep, 2 or 3 hours in REM, and I'm like, score. I know I shouldn't be excited about that, but I wake up rested. But if I don't snore, I don't. And that's weird. I know. And there are also support groups, peer groups for any array of things. All you got to do is just go out there and look for them. So I consider those things to be positive.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
Like I was 55 miles.
It's y'all got all of these films that they dropping, they
Right.
dropping
Dropping them.
heavy.
Very heavy. Cause listen, I'm over here
Taking notes.
taking note. Listen, I'm taking mental notes
Mm-hmm.
and in my phone. So, last question, Chelsea. So, how can we improve our relationship with social media?
Just sorry, my dog, he's being active.
Hey, Ghost.
Hello. He's forced me to pet him. Okay. Something that we were saying earlier was you can control your social media. I like earlier, even Bree said, you can block some people if they're not working well with your algorithm or with your timeline, things that you can see that disturbs you. Become more cognizant and hyper aware of how are you feeling while you're, what is it, scrolling through social
Yeah, strolling.
scrolling through social media. Just
Thumb
become
stress.
Yes, become a little bit more aware of what is working for you and what is not working for you. Time limit, make sure that you're not on there all day, every day, especially when it comes to, I had to become aware of when I'm actually working. I can't stop and look at social media because now I'm distracted. I'm easily distracted. So I have to I silence my phone. And there's something in your phone, especially if you have an iPhone. I think even for Androids, there's a time limit that you can place and it will make your phone go to sleep, or the social media platforms to go to sleep. Like I only give myself an hour to spend a day on social media, on everything, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all of that. My phone will notify me and let me know, okay, you have about 10 minutes until your hour. And I'm like, oh, and I try to beat that now. I try to say, okay, 30 minutes, or I'll get on there now. I'll get on there and I'll look at my support groups. I'm a part of therapy groups on Facebook, and I'll just and actually I've gotten to the point to where now it's one of the first things that pop up. So I don't need to stay on there that often. Like, oh, okay, what's the question for today? Or what's the new outlook for today? Or what can I learn out of this group? And then I'm off. And so it's all about what is working for you. You don't have to look at everything all the time. You can make it you can customize it. If you want to look at animals, look at animals. Go to the page, go directly to the page. If you have a question about something, go to that page. And so you're not, because social media can also run you dry. It could suck the energy out of you. So become more aware of when and what time of the day it works for you. Is it the afternoon? Is it during your lunch break? It doesn't have to be, you just scrolling, and it's it's tearing away at your spirit. It's tearing away at, you know, what you're doing in the meantime. So just
Right.
become more aware of what's working for you specifically, and not what's working for your friends or what Susie or what Tom is doing.
I
Mm.
feel
It's really
like
Which,
if we fulfill and fill that space, that extra time with something else that can be beneficial, more valuable, then we won't spend as much time on social media like that. Maybe find another hobby or something that you can do. You know what I'm saying, to take up that space, because that's a lot of time. When you think about it, that's hours in the day, and we say, well,
Mhm.
I didn't even have time to do this. Well,
Yes,
yes, you
you
did.
did.
yes, you did.
You spent so much time strolling, and you spent so much time sending reels and
Mhm.
sending
Hmm.
all day. So, I mean, if we can find something else to do in between that time, I feel like we'll all be better off with that
Mhm.
social media time.
Yeah.
I love
I
that you
agree.
I love that you said that, because once I got off of social media, I realized that I like to do things with my hands, but not necessarily to do this all day. You know, I like to do pottery. I discovered I love to craft things together, or build or mold things together. So I love that you said that, Bria. You do discover some things about yourself that you
Mhm.
don't know. It's fun. It's fun
Mhm.
realizing, you know, what makes you happy, what brings you joy, and you know, staring at a screen all day, it's already strenuous. It's already
Yes.
like tiresome. Yes, and you get little
Eyes.
right.
Especially
Yeah.
with classes, we don't need to
Yes.
be on that screen that long.
Hmm.
And before you know it, you have been on social media like all day. If you're not careful to minimize your time, you will find yourself, I mean, let's just say Saturday morning, you will be strolling and strolling, but by the time you look up, it's already 12 o'clock.
Already
Yeah.
12.
Why?
Yeah.
You
But
don't-
that goes back to what we talked about earlier with spending time with yourself.
Yeah.
It's okay to be with you. You've been with you since the embryonic stages of development. So go ahead and spend some more time with yourself. It's okay. But something else that needs to be understood is that we evolve, we grow every single day.
Yes.
It's up to you. It becomes your responsibility, no longer your parents and anybody else, your partners, your spouses, whatever. It becomes to know you. I can't expect somebody else to know me better than I know myself when I live I'm in this shell. So I have to know me. I have to spend that time with me to be able to find out what my hobbies are. Chelsea, I love writing. I used to tinker with it in high school. I wrote a whole poetry book somehow, and it still hurts me to this day. Somehow I lost it in the transition of going to undergrad, and I stopped writing. So that was traumatic for me. So I was like, psh, and I wanted to publish it. I don't know where it is. Can't find it. We're done. You want to know when I started back writing for real? For real?
When?
It's when I got online.
Oh,
That sparked my desire to write authentically again. And I haven't stopped. So I like to write. So that's what I like to do in my time. I'm writing whatever, but I'm writing. Okay. So I'm always tinkering or
Don't
Don't
stop.
stop right.
Right.
We need you to
I'm
keep
not.
wonderful, right?
I'll publish other books too.
right.
Somebody's gonna come to you and want you to ghostwrite their book.
And is
And it is.
going to receive it
Yeah,
right
go
there.
ahead and
Going to
receive
receive that
it.
thing right
Just
there.
receive it.
Uh-huh.
What did you say? And
Receive,
I did, and I grew. What she say earlier?
Tell
do
them
and grow.
do
And
Do
grow.
I did.
and I do, and I grew. I like that.
And I grew.
and I grew.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I do and I
Yeah.
I also wanted to highlight what Britt was saying earlier. Another thing that works for you now that you become more aware of what social media is doing, maybe not start off with social media in the morning and when you
Right.
first wake, when you go to bed. Like maybe give yourself some time to get ready for the day. Brush your teeth, wash your face, pray,
Correct.
emotional,
Oh,
know,
no,
meditate.
Right. We hope so.
Some
People skip that and they like in here with it. And
Yeah, they do. Trust me. They've been
that's
my clients. They do.
take you away from your good mood because the day hasn't started yet. Your mood is it could be on an up and up. But if you go into social media and somebody that you don't like has said something or wrote something, then your whole day is
In a passive aggressive way when you know they talking about you, but they ain't man or woman enough to actually identify who you are. Oops, did I say that? So with that being said, I like the examples that you gave for what you can do in the morning to start your day. At night, what I do is I stretch.
Mhm.
I have a stretching routine that I do every night before I go to bed. And not only that, I stretch and I turn on my white noise, the like little therapeutic music that you hear when you go get a massage. That is so soothing and so relaxing for me. I may not go to sleep instantly because I'm not that person, but my body is relaxed.
Yeah.
So those are my routines that I do at night before I go to bed. And just like you said, in the morning, if it's on my days to post, I go ahead. The first thing I do when I open thy eyes is I give honor and thanks for keeping me safe throughout the night, as well as Bella. That's my dog. Thank you for watching over her too, because she be watching me. Didn't even know that. Caught her one night. But yes, so I'm probably stressing her out while I'm trying to sleep. But that's neither here nor there. So with that being said, in the mornings I pray, and sometimes I read a devotional. But if I don't read a devotional and I've prayed and I feel good in my spirit and I don't need nothing else, then I put my post out. Because sometimes he'll already have me to go ahead and preset them up. But when that day comes, he gets me to stroll through and pick the right one. And sometimes he be like, don't do nothing until that day. So I have to be in the presence to have the ear gates on to hear what he's saying that I need to do next.
Right.
blessings.
And then I follow through.
Oh, praise God.
The presence for
Come
me.
on now, following
Praise.
and being obedient.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
Come on,
That's enough-
come on, presence.
right. That's a whole nother topic right there.
Mhm. Oh, Bella.
Ladies, this has been another great one. Y'all see why we had to run this back.
We had to.
We could not leave this out. We could not leave this out. This is
Yeah.
such a big blessing to you guys, for us.
Mhm.
And ladies, who likes to start first, how can the viewers connect with you guys? If you want to tell them how, if they want to reach out to you guys for services, if they want to follow you guys on, any social media platforms or your websites, feel free to share that information.
Mhm.
yeah. So how, right, because Antoinette got a list for you guys.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go first.
Yeah.
She got some good things to give you guys. So she reminded me last time I'm on LinkedIn. So I'm gonna start off with that. I am on LinkedIn. You can find me on LinkedIn. You can send me a message. I'm more active on LinkedIn more than anything. Because I can make connections and I love to network and I love to talk to my connections. So you can just type in my name. It's right here, CHELSEA, and then my last name King, KING. I'm also on Psychology Today. You can book an appointment with me on Psychology Today. You can reach out to me. My phone number and my email address is on there. I have one more thing. I can't remember. It was Psychology Today. You can also go to www.therapeutitimpressions.com. I have a page on there where you can connect with me there, and my phone number is there as well. And then that's about it. I think. Yeah. Those are my platforms. Yeah. Okay.
Good job. So same. Antoinette Briley. My name is up there as well. Yes, I have 11 letters in my first name. It was exhausting for me to learn as well. ANNTOINETTE. Last name Briley, not Brittley, Brayley, or Bailey. It's B in front of Riley. Briley, BRILEY. I can be located on the Rula website, www.rula.com, or you can call in. If you go to the website, you will need to identify me. I'm the person that you want to see, or they will schedule you with anybody. So there'll be a section once you fill it out on the website of what the therapist name and just put my name in, or you can call at 323-205-7088. That's 323-205-7088. Sound good, didn't it? So you can call also and give them my name and they can plug you in on my schedule as well. I'm on ZocDoc, ZocDoc. That's ZocDoc. And you can also fill in information to look at my calendar, and you can schedule an appointment on the platform. There are also, what's the word? I don't use all these beautiful words earlier. Now I can't even find the word that I want to use now. Oh, snap. I'll come back to it. Then I'm on Good Therapy as well as Psychology Today. And that's how you can reach me. I'm also on LinkedIn as well. I forgot that. Haha. I'm on LinkedIn as well. I'm also on Instagram. And on Instagram, I am under my business at Welcome to Rebuilding. And rebuilding is with 2 E's, not one, because I'm honoring my grandmother and her nickname was Ree. Now, resources, if you guys don't mind. That goes back to the apps that I said earlier about technology. One of the apps is called FitOn, FITON. I personally use that one. They need to be giving me some stock or something because I be promoting them. But it's a very good site and it's free. So all the ones that I'm telling you are free because I don't want to pay for no memberships either. Calm is a good one too. That deals with sleep and that deals with meditation and relaxation. Insight Timer, that's also deals with mental health and wellness as well as guided meditations. PTSD Coach, that's one that can help you out if you got post-traumatic stress. There's one for young adults and teens, which is called Mind Shift. Excuse me, that deals with basic skills to manage anxiety, deals with breathing exercises, deals with mindfulness, and CBT, which is cognitive behavior therapy. That's a good one too. And then there's another one called T as in the alphabet, the number 2 mood tracker, and that helps monitor your mood throughout the day. Also, if it doesn't necessarily have to be myself or Chelsea, just long as you get somebody, if you know you need help. Stop waiting, stop dragging your heels, go ahead and make yourself better. What you can do is you can call your insurance company if you have insurance and let them know that you're interested in counseling or a psychiatrist if you feel you need to have a consult just to see if you need medication. Doesn't mean you have to take it, but you can just check in and see. But that's also checking off all the lists of things to work on for yourself. They will tell you what specialists are in your area. They will give you a list of who's in your area or direct you to how to find the list. So the resources are out there. It's just a matter of you igniting a little fire under your little hiney and getting things done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is so good. Another
Amen.
great episode. We appreciate y'all so much for coming on here and sacrificing your time just to spend it with little old us. So we are forever grateful for this opportunity, and we hope that you all have taken everything that you could from this. Replay this back as many times as you need because I know I'm going back to rewatch this for myself.
Most definitely.
Because it was definitely
just that
great.
good.
It was just that good. So we want to make sure that y'all like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Make sure you share this with as many people as you need. We thank you all for being our locked in family and just staying with us.
Yeah, we appreciate it. We appreciate all the love, the support, you guys. Y'all just keep tuning in with us. We're gonna keep bringing, good content and things that's just we feel like we're being called to talk about on our platform. And so we appreciate these 2 beautiful souls for once again coming through and blessing us as always. We so appreciate it.
We saw the hearts.
Alright. So yes, guys, so yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get these affirmations rolling, and we're gonna let Miss Antoinette Briley give the affirmations tonight,
Mhm.
and we're gonna, close out and see you guys on the next time, okay? All right, so Miss Antoinette,
It's on you.
it's on you.
Let's go. I am grateful that I am me.
I am
Grateful that I am me.
I believe in myself.
I believe in myself.
I am enough.
I am enough.
I am strong and capable.
I am strong and capable.
I am worthy.
I am worthy.
I am lovable.
I am lovable.
And I am me.
And I am me.
All right, y'all. We thank you all. Y'all, we had to whisper because we ain't wanted to.
Right.
So we
I was like,
we had
no.
to make sure that y'all heard it.
Right. Cause we going in and out.
We don't need another.
Don't need that.
All right, but we thank y'all for tuning in, and we will see you all next week on the Listen Sis, your favorite podcast. Bye.